Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you to the first episode of the 1200 Plus podcast. My name is Baumi. And yeah, we got Karcher, Catlomain, and Sommers. Sommers the cat. He refused to use a webcam. And he wanted me to use the picture of a really sad cat, and it would be kind of depressing. So I decided on Meru the cat. I kind of pirated her. Oh well. But yeah, so we got Sommers, a fellow YouTuber, Karcher, fellow shortcaster, and Catlomain, a fellow pro gamer. Well, he is a pro gamer. I'm not. I'm just terrible. Oh well, so yeah, we are probably gonna start off with talking about the patch notes. So, Karcher, you got anything to say about it?
Let me see. I would just have them pulled up here. A lot of, there were a lot of just like crappy changes, like things that, But one hero that everyone just kind of overlooks was Blacksmith changes. Actually, they buffed the damage of Fireball, plus 25 pretty much for the first 3 levels of it, and that is kind of a big deal because it makes them a pretty strong level 1 stunner now, and even level 3. And now that Flaming Hammer actually has AoE to it all the time. I tested him out actually right before we started this, and you can solo mid with him a lot easier now because you can use the Flaming Hammer to push up the lane and then have some kind of rune control. And because, you have that extra damage early on, I was going up against an Emerald Warden, and I was pretty much able to kill him at level 3 just because of, I grabbed the battle first. Don't do that all the time, but because I did, I was able to kind of spam my spells, and I was just able to kill him that early because he just could not stay in the lane against me. So I'm not saying it's completely viable, but I am saying in some instances, I do think that is a fairly big change to Blacksmith, and that's just the thing that stood out to me, or did not stand out that I wanted to make stand out, I guess, if that made any sense.
Yeah, well, the thing about Blacksmith is I personally was never a fan of the hero. Simply because... okay. So, if I play Blacksmith, I don't multicast. I don't. Ever. So I don't have an ultimate, basically. I hate the hero, just for that reason.
I mean, that's why I like the ability to take a mid, because at rank 2, or the rank 2 ultimate does actually allow you to... It's fairly consistent with the multicast. It won't still go off all the time, but your chances are pretty good, and of course, by the time you hit 16, you'll probably get multicast, for the most part, almost every single time you throw out the stun. But, I don't know, I ran around... I got Ghost Marchers on bottle, just stunned people. Then I got a Codex and one-shotted half the team that were all squishy. I ended the game, I want to say I was 17-4 with 18 assists. So I call that a win.
Okay. Now, screw Blacksmith. I want to talk about my favorite hero ever, Shadowblade.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only topic, actually, I want to talk about in this patch. Well, just... Cap of 40 stats removed on the ultimate. I love that. That's so cool.
That is a pretty big buff to him.
That's so much fun.
I still think there is a cap. I think it's like 126 or something, just because of the engine or whatever. But that's so high, that's a really big change right there.
Yeah, Shadowblade. I love the hero. I don't know why. I always thought Shadowblade is so much fun, just jumping in and doing something.
Don't have fun with Shadowblade. It seems so boring to me.
No, it's crazy. I love the hero.
I don't even know what that does. Can someone explain to me
what
cap of 40 stats does?
Essence shift. Basically, it walked like this. Do you know the ultimate? You select a hero and then you change your primary attribute to the stat, and then you get a certain percentage of their primary attribute added to your own as a buff. Like if you target a hero with 100 strength, you get 40 strength additionally, and your primary attribute is no strength or something like that. I don't know how high the percentage actually was, but they removed the cap. So originally the cap was you could only get 40 additional points. Now you can get unlimited, or 120 something. Who cares? Whatever.
Does it stack if you use it multiple times?
No, sadly enough, not. So it gets removed if you use it once.
Oh.
But if you use it on yourself, it's not gonna stack up like that. But I loved it. It's so much fun. I don't know how many of you okay, if I play Shadowblade, it basically looks like this. I jump onto the enemy, and then I explode, and then I start throwing ice at them. That's just how I imagine it looks like. And it's so much fun. The hero is crazy.
I never, like, when Shadowblade first came out, I was gonna make a video of just, how to play him or whatever, and I started playing him, and I was so bored, and I hated him so much, I said, screw this, and I just left the game, and I didn't play him again since. I just, just don't like him. Just seems so blah. Oh, look, I have a leap and a slow, and then the weird skill, which I don't quite get, and then I can Essence Shift. No, don't get me wrong, I think the Essence Shift is cool, but everything else just seems so bland and generic, it's just like,
Yeah.
I actually played the hero yesterday, and he's a melee hero, but if you level up your third ability, the range thingy, you can actually use it like 50 times or something in laning phase, so he's basically a ranged hero.
Yeah, he is a ranged hero. I always played him as a ranged hero.
I kind of compare him to Vindicator, because I like to max the third spell when I know what it does. Like, it does a lot of damage, it's like Vindicator's second spell, actually.
Yeah, Vindicator's great. I don't know why we don't see this new. No, okay. I got a few questions to you, Beer.
Yeah.
You are the competitive player here, right?
Yeah.
The other bunch of us are just like some tryouts. Anyways.
oh, speak for yourself.
Okay, I am some idiot that doesn't actually know how to play. So I got a question to you. Why does nobody ever pick Berserker?
I don't think you can play him yet in the tournaments. Like, if you have
Really?
tournament rules on,
What?
I don't think you can pick him yet.
Why that?
That seems... Berserker came out a while ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but no one has ever tried him, I guess. I've faced him like once or twice in a scrim. We got raped, but I think the hero's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time
I
It has
loved him.
potential. It has potential.
every time I play Berserker, I just destroy everything. And I know, of course, I'm playing just...
If you're able to like pick him in tournament rules, no one has ever scrimmed with him, so they don't want to risk it because they don't know what the hero does. Like, I mean,
So in the end, they are just scared. Oh, that's so sad. I want to see that.
I'm sure, like, if someone tries it and someone does good with it, like, people are gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. That's usually what happens. Like, like Fnatic with Gladiator back in the day, or
Panda 2. Panda and
Panda.
Gladiator.
Panda and Gladiator. Yeah, those two. They out of nowhere. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh well. So what hero can we possibly pick? Hey, let's go with Gladiator. And ever since then, Gladiator was unbeatable. That's the tale of Gladiator. Great. This was so ridiculous. Nobody could win against that.
He's one of the carries that has, like, he has a really good team fights. He has, like, the biggest AoE stun ever in the game.
Yeah, that's actually true.
And he has a pitfall, and he has, like, a return. And
He has a
auto attack
pitfall.
does AoE as well.
He has the most useless pitfall ever, because instead of like killing everything that gets pierced by the like steel thingies, it just throws them in the air. What's the point? Wait, what kind of pitfall is that supposed to? I don't know. On logic. I
It
like
would
to.
be pretty imbalanced if you made it kill someone.
Well,
Like, imagine level 1, you like TP to your tower, buy boots or something, and then you rush to their fountain, level 1, and you get an annihilation by putting a pitfall in their fountain.
oh, that would be crazy.
That would be pretty imbalanced.
I remember that, like back in the day, there was on the Legion side there was like some kind of hill, near to their well, right? It was pretty. Nobody ever cared about that hill because it didn't actually impact any games ever. But what I and a friend used to do was pick Nymphora and Devourer and teleport onto that hill, because that hill was bugged. It was the only place inside of the base where you could actually teleport with Nymphora. So you could teleport on there, and every time someone died, you just hooked them and killed them right away, and they could do nothing about it. And then they took the hill out of the game, which is like sad. I want them to put that back in. You can't do that anymore.
There's still some spots you can TP with Nymphora in. like to the other guy's bases, but
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
no one has reported it. So
Well, yeah. We better not tell anyone. Not that I think about
I
it.
know them. Like
Well,
I will
you
for
you
sure
better
use
tell
them.
me later on. Yeah, the Thor is a fun hero. But does anyone else have anything to say about the patch notes? Because I personally only wanted to talk about the patch notes because I love Shadowblade. I love the hero to death.
Let me see here. I'm scrolling down. How about Pickled Brain? They increased the gold to 1,000, and you know what? That's fine for Ring of the Sorcery or whatever it's called. But because of that, they indirectly nerfed Icon of the Goddess for Sacrificial Stone,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
mind blows me since that item feels so dumb to begin with. That makes me sad. Anyone else
That
sad?
item is actually really, really good. They really had to nerf it. Like, it was always picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every game.
Well, the thing is that nobody ever cared about that item, and I don't think they do. And I don't think they are ever going to care about that item. It's just an item that's in the game just because it was in Dota.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Defiler was played like all the time. Like this might have been back in beta days. That it was picked up sometimes, and then they did nerf it. They buffed it somehow like a year ago again, but it's just it doesn't do really anything. Like even if you farm it early, it just you need more kills in order to get the charges on it. Now I will say this in Dota, I do like how it's better in Dota because when you first get it, it gives you 5 charges. right
Yeah,
off the
I
bat.
like that.
That is a big deal. And I think that if they did that, then it suddenly would be picked up all the time again. But as it stands now, especially since this change, it's just even more of a useless item to get.
Okay. I got something I want to ask the cat. Now, cat, they changed Ophelia's judgment to be a purgeable buff.
Are you talking to me or?
No, you are not the
Thomas.
cat. Well,
Okay,
my,
it's me.
you are William. Okay, that's you are William. Sommers is the cat because
Okay, I posted about this in the comments or somewhere in my videos, and someone in the comments tested this for me. If Parasite steals it, it does not work, so that's kind of sad. Imagine you could steal the buff with Parasite and teleport, but the only thing I can think of is Electrician and Nullfire Blade. Kind of a pointless change, in my opinion.
It adds a little bit of a dynamic to it. In fact, I kind of like it because if they keep going in the direction of making things purgeable, it's just constantly buffing Nullfire Blade. And some of these heroes, maybe even like Gauntlet, because he's got the purge on his ultimate too. I think it's a step in the right direction, though. It seems like kind of silly and pointless, but if you keep adding more things like it, it opens up other options like Nullfire Blade. Because we almost never see Nullfire Blade at all, which is a shame because it's actually a decent item without its like purge effect. But
I actually hate the change, if I can say so, because they nerfed our team. We played Ophelia all the time, and we used to bait stuff with like the Ophelia's judgments. We placed it on like Magebane, and he blinked into like the other team, and then he got ported back. So they would use like a lot of stuff on Magebane, and then he would just port back, and we win fight easy. Now
Oh,
we can't
wow.
do that anymore. So they
Huh.
nerfed our team.
oh yeah, of course.
you still can't do that, or you're just that afraid of being like.
Yeah,
purged or
but if he
Yeah.
gets purged, that's it. Like they
Yeah.
do that once or twice, and then they just buy a nullifier, and well, that's a dead mage bane right there. That's not gonna be. It's not gonna work out. But I actually only wanted to mention this because I talked to Sommers about that, about nerfing Morexus so that his ultimate is purgeable.
No way. That's not
nah.
gonna happen.
That
Yeah.
would-
That's never gonna happen.
That would be far too hard of a nerf to him.
Yeah,
It would
I've-
make him from like I don't know. I haven't actually seen him too much now. I've always thought he was a good hero, but that would instantly just like kill the hero right there.
Well,
The fact that
I
it's
don't
take
know.
away.
I would be
I
happy
hate
if he would
Morexus.
be killed. So
I hate Morexus simply because he's so annoying. He activates the ultimate, like level 2 ultimate. Everybody's level 11 Morexus activates his ultimate. Well, I guess he's not gonna die this fight.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
it's pretty annoying.
And now they changed Ophelia's judgment to be a purgeable buff because
I actually think they shouldn't change anything about Morex's ultimate. I feel like it's more, the axis
Yeah, the
he
axis.
throws, and you get slowed for like 35%, and he has a stun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, S2, do
And
something.
you lane with anyone else, and it's like a kill on whoever. You try to counterattack too if you have 1 point. I don't know. The hero is kind of. Honestly, though, if I were to nerf him at first, the first thing I would probably do just to see what would happen is I would. I think the passive on his shield, it gives armor, and I think it's 2, 4, 6, 8. I would
Yeah.
reduce that all by 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and that way, that's a small nerf, but to me, it's already tacked on to begin with. Just do that, and see what else needs to be done because he's already going to be built tanky anyway, and he already has so much built-in tanky like just stuff with the shield and the nullfire type or null stone type skill.
Yeah.
That's what I would do because that way, I mean, he's going to be tanky no matter what, and that just reduces something that doesn't really. You might maybe even remove that altogether. Honestly, they're trying to make the skill so if there's nothing there, he's still useful. But really, if he's that strong, you might need to remove that whole passive altogether.
no.
Maybe. I feel like a good fix to the hero would be remove the slow from the axis.
No, that would be even worse than like purging.
You
the
could
ultimate.
reduce it
No.
though, maybe.
Not removing it. Removing it is
Yes,
ridiculous.
remove it. Remove it.
You just want to kill the hero. Admit it.
If you
Well,
remove the
you
slow,
already
you have to
did.
buff the
You already
damage.
did. Not
It
that
would be the same hero, just no slow.
Yeah, and he would be worthless.
I think you would have to buff the damage a lot if you removed him. But then you just kind of turn it into like a crappy version of Chipper's Rockets.
Yeah, now that I think
No.
about it. Add a mini stun.
Done?
Add a mini stun to the axis.
Stun.
Nothing could possibly go wrong with that. And make them
No.
fly as fast as Chipper's rockets.
No.
Ah, yeah. Imagine like a Moraxis running around and throwing axes at like hyper speed at everyone, and they just get stun locked all the time. They can't move at all because they're also getting slowed. Because they won't remove the slow. They're probably not. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna remove the slow. That would be completely ridiculous. Well, okay. Enough about the patch. The patch is boring. Except for that, it's all like we changed the numbers
Yeah,
from 1.9522.
There's actually some other changes, like Hellfire, from 5 to 4 seconds.
Well, we
It's-
changed the number from 5 to
I mean-
4.
That's a small. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll
That's
occasionally make a
small.
difference, but the item's so good anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah.
the thing about that is it's a good balance. Balance like patch.
Yeah.
Because it makes the item still viable, it's still really good, and it's probably still gonna get picked up more often than Sheepstick, but it's just not as powerful.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I want to talk about that is kind of about the patch, but it's not so much is Blitz, because they reduced the cooldown on him still, but I still think he's a complete garbage hero.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just awful.
Okay, so until like Alonia, I used to buy coins all the time to buy the new heroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I bought myself Blitz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have never felt so disappointed in my life.
Oh, I mean,
Like, okay, that hero got a nuke. Is that supposed to be his strong nuke, right? At level 4, it deals 150 damage. Of course, it can go up to 450, but it never does. If you play the hero, if you actually play the hero, it's always going to deal 150 damage because you want to initiate with it because it's your stun.
right? Yeah.
It's like,
It's just,
what?
and I mean, the cooldown reduction was a good start, but the problem is, it's so weird. But he's not very fast. Like nothing seems fast about him, and his slows don't. I mean, his ultimate is strong, but not that strong. Like I don't. This whole hero, I
Okay.
see what they're trying to do with the whole theme, but I feel like
Yeah.
he might actually need a whole rework.
The thing about Blitz that I feel like what he is like another Deadwood. The reason why I always hated Deadwood is like, you wait until you're level 6, you kill your opposing mid player. You wait until your ultimate is off cooldown, you kill whoever runs in your way. You wait until your ultimate is off cooldown, you kill another person. While your ultimate is off on cooldown, well, better get back to farming. You do
Yeah.
nothing, except if your ultimate is off cooldown. And with Blitz, he's capable of killing someone if his ultimate is off cooldown, because the ultimate is actually quite decent. But
Maybe.
other than that, well, not
You
possible.
shouldn't ask me about any new heroes because I don't pay attention to them at all because they won't be
And
used in
that's the competitive
scene,
scene of
and
Heroes
I
of
don't
New
TMM very much.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
I wish I could be like you.
I wanna be like you.
I don't want to do matchmaking anymore. It just hurts me so much.
On Steam matchmaking. Yeah, I always play without chat. Like if I join a game without a full party, which happens rarely enough. But if I join a game, I always tell everyone I'm gonna turn chat off, so don't even try to talk to me. Because I hate it. It's so annoying. Everybody's just spamming and flaming and... Okay, could someone explain to me why everybody is flaming? Do people really believe that if I insult someone, if I make them feel bad, that they are gonna start playing better? Do they really believe that it's gonna help them win the game?
Okay.
There was a while where I got mad at people, but then I just stopped and I would just be kind of just like, nah, whatever. I don't care anymore. It's just a game.
Yeah.
I'm better than you anyway, and
Yeah. I'm better.
just
than you.
move on.
Okay. Now,
Or spam macros. That's fun too, though.
I hate that. The only
Drop
macro
the G's.
No, that's annoying. Drop the cheese. The only one I actually like is the Big Playosaurus, because it's so ridiculous. What the Big Playosaurus? What the fuck? Oh well.
I love the big playosaurs.
What is the meaning? I don't get it. That's the first time I saw it. I was like, what? What? Are you serious? What? What's the point? Oh well. Okay. We are gonna start with the cat. We are gonna go to Joy. I'm gonna be third, and William is gonna be last. Who is the most overpowered hero in the game?
Ophelia, if you know how to use her. Need an explanation, really? Like, if
Yeah,
someone
we're gonna
can
talk about
really
it.
micro.
No, yeah.
If
Joy?
someone can really micro her, I think I haven't seen that good Ophelia players yet. I mean, they all just bunch up their creeps and use them together. Only times you see them use a creep separately is like on YouTube in a top moment or something. If that becomes a norm for someone, I've seen Ophelia's like get 500 plus GPM. I still cannot understand how they do it, because when you dominate a creep, that's lost gold and experience, and they still like get 500 GPM. That's crazy. I don't understand. Maybe William can explain, or someone. I don't know.
It's pretty much impossible to get 500 GPM on Ophelia unless you kill like 10 people in 10 minutes and push like all the towers.
Yeah. Okay, Joey. I actually wanted this to be a little bit faster. Come, Joey. Go ahead.
There's no one to me that's like glaringly OP at the moment. I mean, for a while when Berserker first came out before they nerfed him, I thought he was just so ungodly like good that I was shocked no one had picked him up. But right now, I guess I'd have to say the overall most just it's hard for me to say because I don't really see anyone as being completely broken.
Pick someone. Who do you think is the most powerful?
Just Magebane. I hate Magebane. He's such a dumb hero. You can gank him over and over early on and you can shut him down, but if you even let him off the hook for a few minutes and he farms something like a helmet magic armor, it becomes such a pain in the butt to gank him still. So I'll just say Magebane because I hate him.
Okay, I'm a noob, so I'm gonna go with Meraxes. William.
In the pub scene or the comp scene, or do you want both?
Okay, you are allowed to give your full opinion on everything.
Okay. In the competitive scene right now, I feel like Meraxes is a bit too strong. In the pub scene, I feel like Monkey King is the dominator
Monkey King?
of every game.
Okay.
In the pub scene.
That's true. If you do know how to use Monkey King, you just sort of like roll your face over the keyboard and stomp whoever goes mid against him. So
Yeah, that's... No, that's not true. Like, winning mid with Monkey King, I don't actually... You got a fun thing right there.
it depends, like
Like,
I don't know.
No,
See, when
Joey.
you talk to like 1500 to 1600 or even to 1700.
Joey, would you mind showing that again?
What, my cup?
Yeah, your cup. I want to...
My license to chill cup?
That's okay. I was just like, okay. Oh, I got something cool right here. This is my okay. So I go to the Gamescom every single year. Okay,
Okay.
for like 5 years, I have been going to the Gamescom, and I never win something good. Never. Now last year's Gamescom, at actually at the Hon stand booth thingy, right? I won SteelSeries hardware and I got it signed by Henny, Magix, Breaky, and Phil. Here we go. This is my SteelSeries hardware. Side actually by here we go Henny, Magix, Phil, and Breaky.
That's pretty cool.
I'm so depressed. This is the best thing I ever won at a Gamescom. That's like if you go to the Gamescom, you can see people walk around with a high-end computer that they just won. Like, and the people are just staring and drooling all over the floor, and I hate my life. Yeah. Anyways, Monkey King. I think we were talking about Monkey King, right? Yeah, I kind of got. Anyways, Monkey King. I feel like winning mid with that hero. That is actually quite difficult. I don't feel like he has a lot of laning potential.
Against
No.
pubs, though,
Are you
like
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No,
guess-
in pubs, okay. Now the thing is, I personally, as I already mentioned, I'm not good, but I play below my actual skill level. So I'm probably am like 1750 or something, and I play at 1680 or so, just because my friends, my friends, they play more Hon than I do, but they are 1200. So every time I play with them, I don't get any rating. And I only play with friends, so I have been stuck at 1680 for a few months. And I don't know, every time I go up against the Monkey King mid, I can just crush them. Like, I can kill them straight up. They don't get any farm. But as soon as they get a few levels, like get to level 7, level 8, they kill me. Every time. And I feel like he doesn't okay, William. Do you feel like Monkey King actually has a strong laning potential? Or do you just feel like...
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
He does. It's more like in the competitive scene, when you play Monkey King, he will dominate a lane, like almost for sure. Except if you're up against something like Demented Shaman Armadon or some shit like that, some tanky shit. But he will most likely dominate your lane because he is such a good laner. But when you go to team fight, like you want to do all the double duty combo on everyone, like it's not gonna happen because people are just gonna stun like you and kill you because he's pretty squishy. But in pubs, you will farm so well, you will win your lane, you will get the early items, you will get like a shrunken head or whatever, and you will just one-shot the whole pub team and you will win the game.
yeah, okay.
Every game.
Every game. So that's
Every game.
the advice of the day. Everybody learn how to play Monkey King. You're gonna win every
that's
game.
good advice.
I'm probably just gonna start playing Monkey King now, and that's it. Monkey King only. Gonna make myself like an account, call it Monkey Rape. No, that's a bad name. I'm not gonna rape monkeys. Why would I do that?
That's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Monkey
Maybe.
rape.
Monkey rape.
Sounds so wrong. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, don't you guys remember like the threads, like back in the day in the forums, everybody was going crazy over that one account, Tremble Rape. And then
Yeah.
everybody...
because he was murdering everyone.
Yeah, he was destroying everyone, that's correct. But the fun thing that happened afterwards was like everybody was creating accounts with like Glacius Rape,
None of them worked
Ophelia
out.
Rape, and Luna Rape, and all of them were like 1500s, went 5 and 26 in their first game and completely failed and gave up. That was hilarious, I loved that. And every few weeks you see another one, a new person create a new thread called like Blitz Rape, and then they
Oh yeah,
and then they
have fun
just-
with that one.
yeah, good
Like
luck.
sticking a fork in your eye while you're getting like anally raped by a rhino right there. It's not even fun. That just sounds awful.
Yeah, Blitz Rape is probably not gonna work out. Somebody has to try that though. I wanna see that. But I don't feel like that's actually a good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea at all. If you do though, I will I can't do anything
I
because
have
I'm
one
broken. I have
exact-
not, but I will admire you with 1,000 internets or something. I don't know, but I'll be impressed.
I have won exactly one game out of like the 5. I forced myself to play because I bought the hero. And I only won that game because I bought a sheepstick as my first item, and sheepstick slows them down to 100, and then my nukes finally started dealing like 300 damage. So it wasn't terrible anymore, but the downside to that was, yet again, I had to stack the stuns. I used the sheepstick, and then I used my stun on them because I wanted the damage. That hero is so stupid, there's no point to that hero.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Whoever
Which
thought
hero are you
of that?
talking about again?
Blitz.
Blitz.
Oh god. I just know he has a spell that gives someone insta haste for
Yeah,
like
that's actually
10
his only
seconds.
good ability.
That's his only good spell.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about that hero. Other than that, he has a stun that deals 150 damage at level 4. He can slow people somewhat, maybe if they are stupid enough to stick around. It works like Corrupted's Conduit,
Yeah.
Except it's worse.
except it's
A lot
terrible. But like, yeah, it's just bad. And then he has a decent ultimate. Yeah, it deals a little bit of damage, slows them quite decently. But that hero's so bad, so bad.
Definitely the worst S2 hero in a long time.
Yeah. I have to say I'm quite impressed by the heroes, like recently.
Recently, I thought I like Alonia.
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
I
I
thought
enjoyed
she was
it.
all right.
I
She
really
doesn't seem
enjoy-
broken, but she seems fun to play.
The thing about Elonia is,
He is pretty broken.
Really?
Here
You-
we go, here we go.
I haven't played her that much, so just the one time I played her, I was like, oh, this is fun.
Well, I played her a little bit, like 5 games in a row, because I loved the hero.
She does a lot of
well,
damage.
Yeah,
She does a lot of damage. She has like an amazing slow and an AoE like dot ticking something, and he has a stun. And when the stun's done, your first spell goes. You can use your first spell again, and then you can use your second spell again, and then you can use your stun again. And when you have like when you did the stun, like you can rotate the spells like over and over and over again. You can. I mean, if you have the mana on the hero, you can just kill everything. You can just spam so much.
So you'd want to like solo mid with her, is what you're saying, right? Because that's kind of how
Yeah.
I felt like I'd want to take her too. I see some people trying to play her as a support, and that just like that hurts me. But solo mid,
They should raise the.
I don't know,
cooldowns on
the
their
only-
spells.
The thing about Elonia that impressed me was in one game I was like level 20, had a sheepstick, had like steam boots on the intelligence, had my grave locket, had a Gnome's wisdom, and I kept spamming for like 20 seconds, and I was out of mana. I've never ever thought that I would ever go out of mana with these items on any hero. But Elonia is just like you spam, and suddenly what? Well, if
It's kind of like Artesia.
Artesia isn't even that bad. Artesia is a little bit
I
cheaper.
like her.
Artesia is great. I like that hero as well. I really like their new heroes. I have to say, Riftwalker is fun. I haven't played them, but they look
I've
fun.
not played Riftwalker yet
Yeah.
either, so
But Riftwalker
Like a
looks fun.
rip off of Flux or something.
No,
I don't even know what the hero does.
Okay.
Yeah,
Talking about rip-offs, Bramble. First ability, Balfagor. Ultimate, Polywog.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I haven't played Bramble. I haven't played any of the last two, Riftwalker or Bramble.
Yeah,
and I
I
haven't
haven't-
seen them that much either.
They are putting out too many, right? You just stop caring about them.
I don't even care about the new heroes. I just care about heroes that can be played in the competitive scene, as I'm going to DreamHack with my team to compete
Nice.
in the BYC. So
Yeah.
I only care for those heroes. So
Oh well. So. Have
I
you
wish Gravekeeper was good.
talking about
it's pretty
Gravekeeper?
bad.
Talking about Gravekeeper. Have you guys heard of the zombie attacks?
Yes.
The zombie attacks. William, you haven't heard of those?
No.
Or the cat? Cat, have you heard of the zombie attacks?
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Okay, so William, let me explain. In the States, somewhere, I don't exactly know where.
Oh, all over the place. There's one
All
in
over the
Canada,
place,
there's
yeah,
one in
right.
Florida, one in Wisconsin, and I don't remember where the other one was.
Okay, there were like 4 zombie attacks. Let's call them zombies. Of course, they probably aren't, but I kind of want them to be. That would be fun.
They're technically not undead attacking people, so.
But they are eating each other. They start eating each other. So the first zombie attack was some guy that just they caught him eating the face of a homeless man, and then they shot him in the head like 3 times, and he just didn't care and kept on eating the face of the homeless man until he just like after a few minutes dropped dead.
I've heard about this now that you tell me a little bit about the story. Okay, I know what it is.
Yeah, but that's not the only one. There are multiple ones. Like there was one where I think some guy that went to university streamed how he ate the brain of some Asian student or something like that.
Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds great, right? So,
Yummy.
yeah, now that we are obviously all going to die, sooner or later, because of the zombie attack that we can't quite stop at this point. I like, by the way, we are just gonna go to zombies because I like zombies. Now, I like those zombie questions because you can just have a lot of fun with them. Where would you guys like to start if a zombie attack would? Like, have any of you seen or read High School of the Dead?
No.
No. Okay,
I've seen it.
You have seen it. So, the way the zombies in High School of the Dead work is they don't see, they can hear, and to kill them you have to cut off their heads. And because they can only hear, they crowd in cities. Okay? So that's where most of them are, but usually they are everywhere basically, but more of them are in the cities. There are just a whole lot more. Now, where would you like to start if the zombie attacks? Like a zombie scenario, you could choose your starting place. Where would you like to go?
At home?
At home.
Yeah.
Why that?
Because I know where to go, probably. I don't want to start in like some other country because I would be lost. Like, I don't know where to go. Like, around here, I know like, okay, the store is to this way and yada yada yada. Like, so.
I just imagined you like, oh, zombies. Oh, well, I better get my milk.
Yeah.
Just go to the store, buy something, go home again, make some Swedish food, feed the cat,
This food.
feed the very, very sad, depressing cat. That's like looking at me in my soul.
I thought we get to choose where the zombie outbreak starts. And I was like, somewhere overseas, perhaps, so that it doesn't
Well,
get to
yeah,
me first.
well, that's easy. You just choose Australia or something. Like, who cares about them anyways?
Silly Australia.
Yeah, who cares?
Thinking it's a real place.
Yeah, like, what do I care? It's like, and if they are in Australia, how are they gonna get to me? Walk through the water? Have fun with that? No. Yeah, that would be too easy. I just like, I think where would I personally always thought about it like this. If a zombie outbreak is gonna start, I wouldn't even care anymore. I would just like take my sniper and look how many guys can I 360 no scope until they like kill me. Like, who cares? It's okay, it's gonna matter anymore.
Eventually, they're gonna take over the whole world.
Yeah,
right?
eventually, and then
Okay,
they're gonna
so
build their own zombie cities.
Because of that, you don't care?
Yeah, in the end, everybody is gonna die pretty soon, anyways. Like, have you watched the movie Zombieland?
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, well, of course you are a survivor. Of course.
I ain't dying.
No.
I'm gonna repopulate the Earth with more people like me, with like, I don't know, some really attractive females. Yeah, because I'm gonna imagine this. I'm gonna be the father of the next human race because I will have survived the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, where do you get that female from?
They come to me.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
that's a silly question.
You're the last male on Earth, so where else could they possibly go to?
Everyone else was just too weak. They died off. It's like Darwinism. The weak shall be destroyed, and the strong will survive.
Yes, definitely. You're going to be the strongest. No, I don't feel like that's actually gonna be a good idea. Like, imagine what the world would look like if all we had was you. And you.
Sounds like a pretty wonderful place. I'm not gonna lie.
Sounds like the best idea ever. Nothing could
I think it's the best idea ever.
nothing could possibly go wrong with that.
What? No.
No. Well, I personally think if a world populated with only me would go terribly wrong because nobody would ever do anything. We would just starve to death. It would just be filled with people that do nothing all day long. And that's it. And then they die. And then we wouldn't last very long. It seems like quite a terrible idea. I think we would be better off if we had just a planet filled with cats.
Yeah, because you know so much will get done then, don't you?
Well, at least they are capable of feeding themselves. They are even capable of feeding me. Like my cat always brings mice and then eats them while I'm sleeping and wakes me up with like the cracking of bones. That's amazing. That's like the sound you want to wake up to. Anyways. So, okay.
Cats are really intelligent, you know.
Yeah.
They're
We are
like,
kind of
take
losing.
over the world in
We
a matter of
don't have a
minutes.
flow going. We need a flow. Come on, cat, say something, and don't look at me like you are depressed. Because
I just want to talk about patch notes. Because there's some stuff I don't agree with, and I want to like.
oh,
get
you
your
want to talk?
opinion.
But you want to
Well,
talk about
dive
patch
into
notes?
it.
Well, you haven't said anything. You know, you're just looking at me and making me depressed. So it's kind of like I'm in a. I always have to look at the other cat to be happy again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite terrible.
Well, what are you unhappy about?
Okay, let's see now. First of all, I didn't get the Pebbles nerf to his carry potential. Someone explain. Is Pebbles carry a problem in Han that I missed?
See, I think it's a problem, but here's my reasoning why. I thought he was such a good ganker. I don't think he needs the ability to carry, and it's not like this change is going to murder him anyway. It just doesn't make him super good early game and mid game, and not still super good late game. It just makes him pretty good where he's supposed to be strong, but yet still not useless later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's just that you never saw that super carry Pebbles unless it was like some pub where someone got fed. But like in the competitive scene, it's just he's good early mid game, but he didn't really carry. And not like this change makes it impossible to carry. It's still possible to get attack speed
Right.
items. Yeah. Just I never saw it as a problem, but it's one of those changes like, okay, it got changed. The bigger change I wanted to note is Kinesis nerf. Like, really, why would you nerf that hero even more?
I don't think that hero needed any nerfs, but I don't know
Yeah.
him well enough at all, and he just seemed kind of to begin with. I know his stun got buffed or something, but I don't know. I never really got a kick out of playing that hero or anything, so I just don't care. He just seems kind of and destined
feel
to
like-
remain in the trash tier.
I feel like the second spell, where you grab trees or whatever, that it did too much damage early game. That was
Still does the same.
that
amount
was
of
the only
damage.
thing
That's true.
I think about Kinesis.
Yeah, I don't know. I always felt like Kinesis is a great support hero. Just because you
If you
can.
think about it,
Like,
you
it-
can actually do some like nifty tricks with him. Like before a laning phase starts, you can actually lift up a creep of your own to gain lane control, so your lane gets pushed back. Like say you're in the long lane or of some lane, you can actually grab one or two creeps and get your lane pushed back. It won't do anything. It will just push the lane back. Those are some things. You can use him for like different things.
Yeah.
well,
I just don't know why you'd pick him over, I don't know, the other really good support heroes out there, or even the gankier heroes out there.
Yeah, the thing I felt about Kimenesis was like, I tried playing him as a carry. Like, I always try to play every hero as a carry, because that's just what I do. That's the only thing I'm good at. And So that failed horribly. Then I tried playing him as a ganker. That actually worked out somewhat, but he wasn't really quite as powerful as like a Pebbles, and or like pretty much any other popular ganking hero. And then I tried playing him as a support. And I always think about support like this. If I get 2 hits in, while the other support gets only 1 hit in on me, that's fine. I won that. I'm 1 hit ahead. Now the thing about Kinesis is I can always get 2 hits in. Because I can just lift up like a tree or a creep, which deals...
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and the thing is, they only scale very, very, like, I think it's 90, 95, 100 or 105 or 95, 100, 105, 110, something like that. So it's almost close to max damage at level 1 already, and it only costs like 55 mana. So you can't just throw the creeps at them all the time, especially considering that you usually have like a Ring of the Teacher in your lane. You should have, I think. And that's no problem. You can't just keep on spamming that, and your enemy support hero is just like, what am I gonna do? I can't win against that harassment.
You can get a mana battery and the Mystic Vestments, and then Kinesis is done.
Yeah, okay. That's true. That's actually true.
So
But
that's what I hate about the hero. It's like he's so easily countered. What is he gonna do then? Like lift you into air, stun? Yeah, there's like 90 other heroes that can stun better.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like same problem with Thunderbringer, kind of. If he spams his first skill, just get a mana battery, and he just does more harm than good when he does.
Talking about mana battery, I watch a lot of games. Like, I actually watch more games than I play. And every single pro game I play, there's like 9 power supplies. Is that item
Like,
overpowered?
power supply?
Yeah, everybody picks up a power supply, except for heroes like Keeper of the Throwers or Tempest maybe. They don't. But other than that, everybody does.
You usually pick a power supply or mana battery because you need mana. Most of the time you go back to base because you need mana and not health. Let's say you're up against, say, a Mage Bane. He drains all your mana, and there goes like the other team's all spells, and you use power supply, and you have like instant health mana again. Like you get a lot of mana back, and it can save you like in clutch times if you bait the enemy hero to dive you and you use it like at the correct time. Like you can turn like the battle. I guess it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not really good at explaining stuff either, but I mean it's just for mana. Like Keeper of the Forest and Tempest, like you said, they often get mana rings, so they don't really need that much mana, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah. It's pretty much for the mana.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's why you see it picked up a lot of time on like really hard carries. I mean, this is mostly, I don't see them too often, I guess, but when I think of Sandwraith, Chronos, Dark Lady, you almost always see just the basic mana battery picked up on them at least. Because what happens is with only just 3 or 4 charges, on it, you can usually pop it back up and you have enough for that 120 mana nuke, which can be a really big deal. But I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's just one of those things that you can... I don't know. I don't think it's overpowered. I do think it can be annoying, but I don't know. I guess I think I'm just so used to everyone having it and just expecting people to have it that I just kind of view it as like that cheap item that most people get at the beginning of a game, and that you just have to keep that in mind as you play it.
Well, every time I see an item like that, like boots or power supply, or like a while back, quite a while back, the Blood Chalice, I always think about it like this: if everybody gets it, I feel like there's something wrong with the item. I feel like the item just may be a little bit too useful, and just if it's a necessity, I feel like it's too powerful. And that's why I always like to think about it. What if we just remove the item? What would happen?
The game would be imbalanced.
See, I think I don't really have a problem with it because I don't feel like you need to get it. I think it's a useful thing to get if you want it, but that's still another 500-ish gold that you could use to spend towards something else if you wanted to. And
see, People
just
pick
don't-
it up
yeah.
as well. Early game. What are you gonna do early game with 500 gold? You can't buy like a blessed orb for 500 gold, and you want something for the next team fight.
You can try to get a really cheap blessed orb.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you can buy a bracer or Talisman of Exile, but it doesn't sound as strong. Like, I'd rather have a power supply in my
Yeah.
inventory for those 500 gold to win a team fight. Like, if you win a team fight, you usually get more than 500 gold from a one team fight.
Yeah, that's probably the case. It's just cheap. That's why it's so good.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There aren't actually many cheap items that are very useful. So,
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, well, because I kind of have the same thing. When I want to buy something, it's like, well, I could buy, just an amulet or something like that. But at the same time, if I'm someone like Carrie, I'm not going to turn it to an astrolabe or an energizer, or ring of sorcery.
Oh, okay, so let's stop right there. Energizer. Now, I know that everybody hates the item and thinks it's terrible, but
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
Okay, everybody except for him because he's hipster. Anyways, now the thing about Energizer that amazes me that it's basically a stronger version of drums from Dota. And drums in Dota is an item that gets picked up every single game, at least once on every team. And I don't know why. Why does nobody get Energizer and Heroes of New York? Because I personally feel like movement speed is very useful. Hero walking, or like unit walking, is very useful. Why not get an Energizer? And it has a huge AoE, it's not that expensive.
There's no way that it's better than drums in Dota.
Isn't it?
One reason is
Yeah.
I think drums has a passive. That's huge when you don't really have to click anything and it just gives a bonus.
Yeah, it has a
And-
small passive, that's true. And it actually drums is strength instead of agility focused. So
And does it cost mana when you activate it? I don't think it does.
I don't know, but drums also has the downside of you can only use it like 3 or 4 times.
Well, yeah.
And then you have to buy a new one or what?
Yeah, then it's gone. It's like the old Nullfire.
Yeah, it gives attack speed and movement speed, and it's a passive. And the active, yeah, it costs a charge, but it doesn't cost mana, and that's kind of a huge issue for me with the Energizer, where I can use that 50 mana on something better, I think.
Yeah, okay. So, Kasia, I think I interrupted something.
I mean, I was just saying, if I'm a carry or even like a ganker and I'm not going to turn it into any of those, then, I mean, it's just more useful to buy a power supply with the money instead, because it's just, like someone else said, the only other really good item I can think of that's fairly cheap are boots and upgrading boots. Other than that, you just want a little something.
What if you already had boots? Are you gonna buy second boots? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, buy 2 sets of boots.
Oh.
2 feet. Or some of them have like 8 or whatever, depending
Oh,
on the hero.
come on.
so-
Pick Nighthound, buy 5 times Steam Boots and 1 Nullfire Blade and start raping faces. It works!
Predators would get like 16 boots.
Or
too.
Predator, or Hammerstorm. Do it! It destroys
Wild
everything. Get
Play Wild Soul.
Right, so
Back bear with boots.
no, it's kind of useless on White Sword because the bear doesn't have any stats. But like on I tried it once on Nighthound and I went like 22 and 1. And everybody was flaming me for using a cheap item build. And I'm like, I'm only buying boots, what's the problem? Like, that was fun.
It's just boots.
It's just boots. I have to try that again. Yeah, I really gotta do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna annoy someone later on today. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Anyway, so Cat, it's your turn.
My turn? I don't know. I think it could be a valid strategy.
No. You wanted to talk about the patch notes.
Oh, I'm done. Pebbles, Kinesis, why nerf them? S2 sucks. Community sucks. Those were my bets. But really, everything else was
Oh,
nice.
S2 sucks. Oh, why is
I'm just kidding. But
Yeah. Well, except for the coin prices, but other than that.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. There's not really any other like crazy change, I don't think.
Yeah, the Bondi maybe, though that's more of a bug fix to be
Scout
honest.
has a big
Actually,
buff.
that is annoying. You can't carry the bound eye on a courier anymore, and I found that out the hard way today because I thought I had just hotkeyed it to the courier, and then I was like waiting for it to deliver to me, and it never showed up, and a bunch of invisible people just jumped on me, and I was like, whoa, where'd it go? And then I was like, oh, they changed that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess whatever, but
Yeah,
I abused it a lot. Like a lot. When someone with a bound eye dies in a team fight, nobody notices. I just take the courier. I can go all the way from my base and still pick it up because nobody notices. And that's like bound eye saved. I really think bound eye is overpowered. There should be more risk to it, and this change was good, I think.
I think you shouldn't be able to destroy it like Doombringer when you drop it as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because when you kill people with an eye, they just destroy it before they die. Like, you won't even... No one has the reactions, unless you think of it before he drops it. Like, you won't have the reactions to pick it up before he kills it. So, what I think they should do is, like, they should do it so... like they did with the Doombringer. Like, you're not allowed to kill it. Like, you're only able to pick it up.
Yeah.
You're not even able to use it on the courier either. So yeah, that's just what I think. It's a pretty powerful item if you have a lead in the game. Like, if you pick it up, you can get so much map control and just win the game because you can't ward. It's so annoying. So I feel like they should add more risk to buying an eye.
Yeah, maybe. But you just mentioned something fun. Scout is another hero that got quite a big buff. Like the disarm.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of like Crack and Splash, but it's a crit.
yeah, it's a crit. Removes 1 second on attack. If you attack, well, you got your invisibility, which gives you a huge attack speed bonus, and then disarms for 2 seconds. That's crazy. Now that I think about it, that's really
when
powerful.
I read that, does that mean when you flurry and you do like the 3 or 4 attacks, does it remove a second off of each one of those?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So basically,
That's,
you crit, and then the cooldown goes down to 5 instantly, and then for every time you hit someone, it goes. Yeah. What?
Hold on here. Does that mean that picking up Shroud would actually be a decent pickup on Scout now?
Yeah, someone posted that on the forums.
Oh my god, no. No.
No, but think
Stacks
about
with
it. You
the
pop
crit.
Shroud, you run in, and then you flurry them, and you use flurry, or... That's...
Passive is a critical hit, like twice the damage or whatever.
Yeah, that-
Shroud gives
No.
out 100 damage in the hit. so
125
it doubles
actually. Yeah, that's 250 additional damage. Oh my god. That just might be good.
I think Scout is a good hero now.
I don't.
I definitely think
Okay,
it's
I
not.
don't
In the
want
pub
that to
scene,
be good.
probably. In the pub
Yeah, I don't
scene,
want that
probably.
to happen either. For the sake of team matchmaking, which is already just a mess of just random crap, now we're gonna have Scout be viable. Oh god, oh Jesus.
my God, no.
This is the end of team matchmaking as we know it.
Yeah.
Solo team matchmaking.
Don't make Scout viable, and especially don't make Shroud on Scout viable. Don't do that. Just no, please don't. I know. The first time I'm gonna join a game after this, there's like a Scout gonna run around with a Shuro and start one-shotting everything, and I'm just
Probably
gonna
be me.
sit in a corner and be depressed for the rest of the day. My God, don't do that.
I don't know. I still think I'd get a Ruined Cleaver first, just because you
I hate
gotta
that.
farm up on that.
But Genjiro afterwards. I'm gonna try it, definitely.
A pretty big
God, that's
change.
just-
A pretty big change we've missed is the Valkyrie Javelin.
That's
That's
boring.
pretty big.
Yeah, but it just nerfs her early game.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
a big deal, but I don't view it as...
Okay.
She's still such a good hero to me, it's just like, nah, whatever.
I
Yeah,
think
it's,
the only-
it's just
It's not really whatever. People won't pick her up because it's so hard. Like, you can have to stand at max arrow range to get a 5-second now on the Javelin of Light. Like, now a Magnus Valklane is nerfed as well because you can't like time an arrow for max range with a Magnus stun. That's pretty impossible. I remember like even I laned with my clanmates in a TMM, and we had a solo Dark Lady long lane for some reason, and we used like a 5-second arrow and a magma stun twice on a Dark Lady. She tanked it all. Now I can just imagine like what will happen to that. And I actually played against some Valkyries, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get 5-second arrowed like early game, and it's only like 1.5 seconds, and I'm like, WTF, and I can just run away.
Oh, it was nerfed
I
that
think-
much?
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how much it was
it's
nerfed.
It's pretty nerfed.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the mid lane, there's 2 hills, like
Mhm.
one tower. If you stand by the tower and you shoot like a level 1 arrow, it's just like 2-second stun, where it should be like 4.5 or something.
Okay.
It's-
See, I
it's
kind of
pre-
figured that
it's
they just kind of
ridiculous.
reduced it so like it would be like a half a second maybe for each distance or something like that. I didn't do the math. I just kind of looked at it and heard
Yeah.
about it. But
I thought it would
okay.
be kind of the same with like the Hellflower, where it's like, yeah,
Like, okay.
it's a nerf, but whatever, it's incredibly
Okay, then that
powerful.
Pretty
that
big.
is kind of silly if you have to throw an arrow that far in order to get anything higher than a few seconds. Because that's, I mean, it's a skill shot that isn't super hard, but you know, it's not easy either. So that's a little bit.
You kind of have to think of it as well. Like someone said, I don't know who it was. Like you said, it nerfed her early game. Think of Valkyrie. Where does she play a role in the game?
It's mid
She
game.
plays
early
mid-game.
Yes.
Early game, you could set up easy kills with the arrow. That's what made her so viable. She's still viable, just a bit worse. And now you kind of have to max the arrow, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people, I kind of did that sometimes when I was in a solo lane, just me. But yeah,
Well, the few times I actually failed with Valkyrie, I didn't land any arrows anyway, so
That's why people don't max the arrow pre this nerf. But now I think people will start maxing the arrow more, because that's a pretty big stun.
well, okay. At rank 4, is it about the same or is it still
it's
nerfed?
the same. It's the same.
It is
It's
the
the
same.
same.
Okay,
At
so
rank 4 it's the
yeah,
That's why you should max it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if a Valkyrie, say a Valkyrie is level 7, and she has maxed Call of the Valkyrie, 1 in arrow, 1 in leap, 1 in ultimate, and we have another Valkyrie with 1 in Call of the Valkyrie, 4 arrow, 1 leap, and 1 ultimate. If you do all the nukes, it will do the same damage. Actually, a little bit more, because the arrow does more damage than the Call of the Valkyrie if you max it. So you actually do the same amount of damage. I guess what they tried to do, like, in a way, they nerfed Call of the Valkyrie because you really don't want to skill it anymore over the arrow. It did pretty huge AoE. Like, they
Yeah.
nerfed
Yeah.
the Javelin, but in some way they nerfed Call of the Valkyrie because it did so much in the early game. Like, it's pretty huge. I think you should max the arrow right now.
Oh, I'd agree with you then.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you can't land arrows, don't play Valkyrie.
Well.
Just go fast instead.
Yeah, sure. It's just gonna get stats. Well, you can always just walk up to them in mini range. It's still a 360 damage nuke, so at level 4, that's fine.
Yeah.
The nuke of that arrow is actually pretty strong, surprisingly strong. By the way, talking about Scout, you mentioned something about Root Cleaver. Okay, now this is just my noob opinion, but I always, just at least recently, I felt like Rune Cleaver is completely unnecessary on Scout. Just rush the Shield Breaker. You can get it in like 15 minutes
Well, it
at the
depends.
latest, and
If you need a carry, to me, if you get it on Scout, you just start farming so freaking fast. If people have stacked the jungle and stuff, that's why I would get it. But if you just want to run around and kill people, then yeah, totally get a shield breaker.
That's,
shield breaker them, ka-chow! And then, you know.
That's great. I don't know. Every time I pick Scout, I get my 12-minute shield breaker. I go up to a support hero and kill them instantly, and they can't do anything about it. This is great. It's so great. And
Maybe the 1400 pubs, yeah.
yeah, no, that's not true. It's actually
No.
It's actually the 1700 pubs. Don't you insult me. I'm terrible. I'm not a 1400 player. Oh, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play like 5 games of Scout right after this.
Yeah, I
Just
probably am as well.
Probably gonna go Shroud first too, and then
Genjuro.
do a
Rush
Jenny.
Genjuro. Yeah, just pick Scout, rush Genjuro, probably get Shieldbreaker before that, just because I want to. I like Shieldbreaker. In the end, yeah, it's just I like Shieldbreaker. I don't know why.
Genjuro is pretty good. The slow is amazing.
The slow is
Goes
really
through,
strong, yes.
Goes through Shrunken Head as well.
Oh, I thought they changed that a while back.
No, it's
I
not.
thought
Goes
okay.
through.
It
I
was
thought a week after it came out, they said, "Oh, no longer superior slow."
well. It's not like
That-
actually.
that's
was
pretty good.
on board. It's the most expensive item in the game, so I don't quite see the problem with that.
Most expensive is Codex level 5.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
awesome.
It's the most.
Codex is actually pretty viable in some games where you
I
want
thought- I
to nuke
think so.
heroes. Like, imagine if you can just use it on a support, like instant kill.
Oh, I have seen that in some Dota games, where they just went a 5-man Codex strat. That was so much fun to watch.
Pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible.
No, that was funny because they actually managed to get 5 Codex in like 40 minutes or something like that. No, 45, 35, 30,
Hey,
or something like that. And then they just started pushing, and every time a teamfight started, they just targeted someone with their Codex, and he was instantly dead. And they still had all their cooldowns up, and then just killed them, and they couldn't do anything about it. That is great.
oh, I mean, in my head, like people, 45 minutes in, I expect people to have null stones, shrunken heads, whatever. If you go like an all-team Codex, the enemy team, if you can't like, if you're winning a team fight with everyone on your team having a Codex, 45 minutes in, the enemy team must be pretty bad at farming because
Yeah.
there's no way you can go 45 minutes in the game without a shrunken head or null stone.
Like earlier today, I was running around with like Codex Blacksmith, and this was like 35 minutes in the game, and I was like, well, eventually the other pubs will get smart and like get a null stone, right? So I bought a tablet just so I could take off nulls. But then it was still, we reached like the 15-minute mark. No one still has a null stone. No one even has a shrunken head. So I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just keep one-shotting Emerald Warden and all the other support. I was just- But in a real game, someone would get like null stone and shrunken head. So they must have been really just rolling their faces across the keyboard in order to pull that one off.
I agree. It's fun though. Yeah, I'd say that much, but I don't think it will ever work.
I'm
Against-
actually
against
surprised we
better
don't see
players.
Codex more often. I think if you pull it off early enough and you actually make good use of it, I don't know if I'd ever max out the Codex, but I don't know.
I mean, I see it like this. I'd rather get an Alchemist Bones because you want to kill heroes with Codex, and every time the cooldown's up, you get like 200 gold for a hero kill. I'd rather get fucking Alchemist Bones and go into the jungle and secure myself a kill in the jungle
That makes sense.
every like 1 minute or something.
Yeah, that's one of those.
If you want to make money, like if you want to put it to good use.
Yeah, the thing is, I always felt like that's the one mistake, like the lower tier players always make. They don't think of creeps as that big of a resource.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
They
they
just
always,
kind of take it for granted.
yeah, they always are like, okay, let's go for kills. Maybe we can actually manage to get some. If we do, that's great because kills give a lot of money. And then they forget to last hit the creeps in their lane and are like at 10 creep kills 10 minutes into the game and wonder why they are
Pretty
bad. And I like, are you serious? You just gotta last it. Like 4 creep kills, 1 kill. Or 5 creep kills, 1 kill.
Yep.
Yeah, it's equal, and nobody ever thinks about it like that. It's just
But,
like, well,
I mean-
bad players are bad after all. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say I'm thinking myself into like a 2v1 scenario lane. If you're a carry and you're up against a suicide laner with a supporter in your lane, you kind of want to kill the guy because not only
Yeah.
it doesn't give you gold, but it nerfs their gold as well.
Right.
So, I mean, it gives you like a pretty huge lead for killing a hero. That's why team fights are so good. Like, if you win a team fight with no like teammates dying, I mean, you basically won the game. It's literally unthrowable after that.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge
Yeah.
right there.
I can do that. I can throw that game. That's no problem. Believe me. That's. I have done that multiple times. No problem.
Trust
God, I
Trust
cannot
me.
tell you how many times I'm in a pub game and I'm like, all right, guys, we just won the team fight. Let's push. Everyone with full health and mana runs back to base. And I'm like, what are you doing? We can get in the game right now. No.
No,
We can win it.
gotta get my items.
30
Gotta get my
Then,
items.
you know, an hour later, we're 65 minutes in the game, and now it's like, what? I'm 31 and, like, 15, but somehow we've lost the game because the other team is just steamrolling. I'm like, how did this happen? Why?
Yeah.
I feel like that as well. Yesterday, I played with a teammate, clanmate actually. I went Bloodbath with Aluna in 12 minutes, and we still ended up losing the game.
Okay.
Sounds like fun?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Shut up. Like 2 days ago, I played a game with again my noob friends. I was like, okay, let's go with the Pebbles. Why not? It's all pig anyway, so let's go with Pebbles. I like Pebbles. I went like 21-0 in 20 minutes, and we lost that game. We actually managed to lose that game. And the thing is, basically, they had free farm in every single lane because the enemy didn't dare to go past their tier 2 tower. Because they knew as soon as they spotted them, they were dead. And they didn't manage to get any farm, and the other team out-farmed them. And to this day, I don't know how this happened. But we somehow managed to lose that game. Every game is throwable. Don't say that a game is unthrowable if you win a single team fight. That's
pubs.
for pubs. We're talking about pubs.
I'm
Pubs.
talking about the competitive scene.
Yeah, nobody
If
else is
you
talking
watch a
about the
game,
competitive
If you
scene.
watch a game, like, you can easily tell if a team loses a team fight with like 5 heroes and 5 heroes living on the other team, that team's gonna win, most likely. Like, it doesn't matter which team. Like okay, let's say we're up against TDM or whatever, MSI or something, and we genocide them pretty early. That's
Yeah.
pretty big. Puts us in a big lead. I don't see us throwing that, especially not on DreamHack. If that happens, we have won the game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. If you don't believe me, watch us genocide something and win the game.
Okay, I'm gonna watch you genocide Fnatic. And once you do...
It's pretty hard. I'm sure one or two of our
if you're
heroes
gonna
will
do
get
that,
killed
I'm
in
just...
the process.
I'm
But
probably...
I'm talking about if the whole team survives, not if like one hero
Yeah,
dies.
yeah.
If one hero dies, that's different. But if your whole team survives a team fight, early on or mid or late game, you're gonna win the game.
You can just do so much after that. You can push down towers even if you can't push into base, and that gives such a huge gold lead.
Yeah, you can do
People
so much.
underestimate how much the difference between denying a tower and actually like getting all the gold from the tower. It's kind of a big deal. You
Yeah.
get a lot of money because people only think about themselves because they're selfish like that, and why not? But you have to think. You get like what? I don't know the exact math, but I want to say on average 350 gold for each player. So if you knock down 3 towers, that's 900 gold for your like entire freaking team. That's a lot. Meanwhile, if you deny all of those, that's not nearly as much. I don't know. Pub players just don't think creep killing is important. Like someone else said, killing heroes is... Don't get me wrong, killing heroes is important, but you've got to last hit creeps. And they just don't want to push. No one ever wants to push in a pub. They're scared of it. Even though I think ganking and pushing is like the most viable thing to do in this game right now.
But actually, talking about that, in pubs, people are also afraid of defending. They would rather just give up. Like, that's actually true. You lose one team fight and they are just like, let's concede, guys. And what? We are actually ahead in like by 20 kills. No.
Yeah, no, I love
Let's
being
concede.
it's the game's 30-10, and someone will be like, "All right, we lost a fight, let's concede." And I'm like,
What? Why?
"What?"
No, let's concede. Well, I'm AFK. Wait, what? Why would you? No, I'm AFK. Why did you even stop? I'm AFK.
I hate pubs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like,
I don't even have any words for it.
yeah, it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying.
I gotta. After like 5 team matchmaking games, I get frustrated. I'm like, why do I even play this? And I go in the forums and like try to find a group of people to play, but then I'm too lazy to like organize and be like, let's all play now. And then I'll just be like, well, I guess I'll just solo again because I'm weird and I'm awake at like 4 o'clock in the morning when none of my friends are awake, so I have nothing else to do. And then just get mad all over again. It's an endless cycle of just me not learning my lesson.
Okay, I was actually smarter if it comes down to that. I was the same. I was like, okay, I hate playing on my own. I always, if I'm gonna play team matchmaking, I'm gonna go in with a full party. So I just went ahead and created like the biggest German community clan. It was like, hey, everybody can join. You can just be German, and I'm gonna invite you. And because of that, I always get like a group of 5 people, and this is quite funny. And we usually fail because of that, because, well, they are terrible as well. But at least you can have some fun like that. That's an advantage. Because not everybody is blaming each other. I didn't ever get that. Like, nobody in Hon, I have never seen someone say like, that's my fault. I have never
Except
ever.
it's on occasion.
No.
I do it. But then usually, here's what happens though. If you do that and you go like, I'm sorry guys, that was my fault. Suddenly we have 4 people yelling at you and I'm like, I realize I messed up. Whoa, calm your whatevers, okay?
Yeah.
I know this. I'm sorry. But I didn't bring up the other like 12 times you ran in suicide. I didn't say a word. And that's what happens. That's why a lot of times now I just kind of ignore chat and I'll just be like missing and that'll be all the talking I do. Because if you do any more, suddenly people are like, no, don't do that, or why are you doing that, or no, yeah.
Okay. Cat?
What?
No, I'm talking.
Is he even here?
I don't know. He probably isn't anymore. He probably already fell
Yeah,
asleep.
I'm getting trolled pretty hard in real life, but
Well.
we were talking about teammates. The only time I get mad is when people start blaming when it's obviously their fault. Like, to me, it seems like they don't admit that they did a mistake. And if someone says sorry, like, if someone doesn't say sorry, I'll trash talk him for the entire game. And, like, make myself look bad as well. And, like, my viewers sometimes tell me, like, so, Mazori, you're better than this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna flame him. But if someone says sorry, I'm like, okay, he's sorry. That's
Yeah,
cool.
okay. So someone in the chat asked for a CSN tourney. Does anybody have any clue about that?
I play in CSN.
Okay.
I'm playing also on Friday. We play against A-Man. And we're gonna
Oh,
2-0
these
them.
guys.
Easy.
Oh yeah, of course you are. Easy. I'm gonna watch that and see you guys probably fail.
It was pretty funny because yesterday I played with Mizukami, a clanmate of mine, and we actually random TMM, like we were bored, and we got into a group where we faced 3 A-Man members, and they trash talk so much, and they're not pretty mannered, so they wanted a remake, and I didn't remake, because why would I be mannered to people who aren't mannered to me? Like, I think that's fair. So I didn't remake, and they're like, fine, go lose your MMR and stuff like that. And they trash talk so much, all game. Like, and and we ended up winning the game. After all trash talk they did. So.
Okay.
And they were like, see you on Friday, bro. And I'm like, okay, that's why I want to 2-0 them. Because they're trash talking so much.
Okay.
For no reason, and we won the game. That was pretty funny. For me at least.
Yeah. As I already mentioned, I have only had 2 tournament experiences, both of which were very depressing.
I've ringed for a few people, but we never. I don't think I've ever been farther than say like the second round. I've won a bunch of first round games, but I don't know. I've never had like a solid team.
I actually have a story that just might make myself look better. So at last year's Gamescom, where I actually got this sweet SteelSeries hardware, with like sweet signed SteelSeries hardware. Actually, there was as I already mentioned, a Hon booth. So what they had going on was they basically asked for people to play against Henny and Magix in a 2v2 only mid. And the 2 guys from the crowd that played got to choose all 4 heroes. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's try. I went to the front, played against them. Me and the other guy, we played Corrupted Disciple Succubus against Sandrift Dark Lady. And we managed to actually almost win. Almost. We got their shrine, like the tree, the world tree, down to like 20 health or something like that. And then we somehow managed to lose. So, what we got was, I actually still have that. Give me a second.
1.
I still have that because I don't care about it, so it's just lying somewhere in the corner. We got this t-shirt, right? So this stupid t-shirt that nobody cares about, which is M. So it doesn't actually, nobody can wear that because it's too small. And then later on that day, I saw 2 other guys playing against them, and they gave them Empath and Behemoth. And they got demolished, completely destroyed. In 10 minutes, their barracks was dead. They had no chance whatsoever. And both of them got like hardware for 200 euros. And I was, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And afterwards, I won that. So that's why I'm depressed about my SteelSeries hardware. Fuck that shit. I hate that. It's so depressing. So I almost won against these 2. I almost won. I'm not terrible. I almost won against pro gamers. Almost. Okay.
I think Dark Lady is good though.
Oh, back
Why
then
did
nobody
kill Dark
thought she was.
Oh, okay.
And it was like last summer. No, if you told someone, yeah, let's pick Dark Lady, they would just laugh at you.
I think Dark Lady is still alright, especially even like if you have to. I feel you could even lane her in a short lane solo situation, and especially with the hatchet changes combined with her small little nuke. You can, if you have like a jungler or something with you, I feel like you could do some magic.
The hatchet is a big deal on Dark Lady. It's actually
yeah. I don't know. I feel like she's underappreciated.
Yeah, the thing is, the hatchet didn't work that way back then, so she was useless. She definitely was. So
Link from my clan loves Dark Lady. He wants to play it all the time. I give him tunes sometimes, but we never win a game when he plays it.
I like Dark Lady.
Won some scrims, but no tournaments.
Really?
The thing about Dark Lady is, if you go up against another carry, you feel like you can't do anything. Like, if you're on the other side, getting hit by Dark Lady, getting silenced all the time, getting slowed. You don't see anybody, you just take damage. You know that your team is dying, but you don't know why. You're like, well, that's great. I can't really do anything and stuff is happening. So, does anybody know what we think about the CSN tournament arrangement, etc.? I have to Google that. Give me a second.
It's pretty good.
What's the why is that a topic that's worth discussing?
Maybe he wants to know what we think about it.
Yeah, but there has to be something that's different from other tournaments.
Oh, what was the question?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes,
tell me about it.
The arrangements, okay, the first rounds, you play 2 rounds, and that's like a normal bracket thingy. And when you won 2 rounds, there's a group stage. You play every team twice in a row, and the people who gets most points from your group advance to the next round, and there is the double elimination bracket. It changed throughout the whole tournament. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I have to say I like that.
I've always liked group brackets, at least at first, a lot better than just elimination, because then you actually play a variety of teams and have different strategies for each one or something and whatnot. I've always been a fan of that. So what it sounds like for me is what you're saying. There's a group stage, and then does that do the seeding for the double elimination, or do only the top 2 groups go to the double elimination stuff or something like that?
Top two teams from each group advance to the championship brackets, which is double elimination brackets, which sets up the finals as well.
Someone in chat linked it to me.
Yeah.
Rocket Tray, thank you. Okay, well, I think that's a cool way of going about it. I don't really have a problem with it.
It's
I don't know.
interesting. It's very interesting.
It's very good.
It takes a lot of time, though, right? You need to play a lot of matches, actually.
But that's fine. You win.
I like that.
You win a lot of money. That's like a $5,000 tournament.
Yeah. That's actually.
So of course you should play a lot of matches because if you're in the grand finals and you win it, like you feel you have achieved something really good.
I always
It feels better.
I always liked the double elimination thingy. I think that's great, and also group stages. Like, I like what they are doing here. This is quite interesting, I have to say, and
I like it. I
really
like it a
good.
lot.
I like that a lot. I have to say, yes, I'm impressed. I'm very
Makes
impressed.
me wish I was playing in it.
No. I don't wish I was playing in that because I would get destroyed. Yeah. So, I wish I were good. That would be nice. But that would take a lot of time. So, you are going to DreamHack, right? And you're planning on winning the BYOC? Oops.
Yes.
Yes. So how much do you practice?
We play almost every day right now. A couple of scrims, we TMM together, and in a couple of days we plan to boot camp and play on for like 4 days straight or something. Then we go to DreamHack and play even more. So it's pretty good.
Okay.
We've been a team since like February, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere around there. So we're pretty good at the moment. Although we have our flaws, I will say that.
Yeah. Okay, so I always wanted to go to DreamHack. Oh. It's like that's like one of my big dreams. DreamHack.
Well, if I get the job for Honcast, I will. I guess.
Shut up. All I get is like the boring old Gamescom. Though it's fun. Still.
I mean, I don't know. There's not really anything to do over here in the States. Here's the Newith-wise. There's no really big land things. Unless it's probably on like the West Coast in that case. I'm on the East Coast, so that's like too far for my very poor self to go to.
Yeah.
Went to MLG once, though. MLG is cool to go to.
I wish
In fact, I got the shirt from MLG, actually. Played Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, Smash Brothers is the best game ever.
Yeah.
Like
I did alright. I was like in the top 32 in the end.
Melee or Brawl?
This was Brawl. This was
Oh,
not Melee.
Brawl.
I like Melee as a competitive thing, but yeah, that's just my opinion. You know, don't need to.
Yeah, but Brawl.
I know a lot of people get defensive about that, so
I don't like Brawl either. It's just I think Brawl is fun, but Melee is just more competitive. You know,
yeah.
Brawl,
no,
Brawl is a party game. That's what it is. And even like the guy who developed the game said, "No, what are you doing? Stop that. We don't want tournaments. It was supposed to be a party game. Play it with your friends or something like that." But no. Yeah. I'm just sad about Brawl because Melee was great. Amazing,
I know.
amazing game. Oh well, we are entirely off topic and the cat is probably
Yep.
asleep. So,
Nah, I'm still here.
yeah, I just like making fun of you because you are like the saddest cat I have ever seen.
Oh, come on. Cats are so nice.
Your cats are nice, but yours isn't.
I hate cats.
Why, do,
Cats are so mean to me.
why would
except
you
for
hate
one.
cats? What's
I don't know,
what's
cats-
up with the one cat? What did you do to the one cat to make it a nice cat?
Nothing. I was just being nice and okay. Now after I did this, granted, it could hate me all it wanted to, but I was just petting it, and then one day it just like scratched me for no reason. It always had been mean to me, and I was like, you know what? I've had enough of this. So I just like picked it up and I threw it off my porch. And after that, I felt justified for that thing to hate me. I mean, before that, I was like, there was no reason for you to hate me. But after that, I was like, okay, feel free to hate me now.
Ah.
Because I did just chuck you off like a couple of stairs high porch into a bush. It was funny watching her scream, though. That's terrible. But
Yeah, that's quite
anyway.
terrible. That's probably the worst story I have ever heard. You cat killer.
There's the Titanic, there's the Hindenburg, and then there's me throwing a cat off the porch.
Fuck the Titanic, there's you throwing the cat off the porch. And then there's, well, other stuff.
So, I don't know. Anything else anyone wants to talk about?
My god, you evil.
The hero coming out.
Oh yeah,
It's Friday.
right. We didn't talk about that. We
I
should
don't
probably
know.
talk
I
about
watched
that.
the preview. I already forgot about it.
I know that
Heroes don't have that same like, cool, a hero. It's now I'm just like, oh, another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's actually true.
Although I have to say Bramble was kind of disappointing. I don't know.
I don't know. I watched the Bramble Spotlight, and as I watched it, I completely forgot about the second two ability. It was just like first ability is Balthagor, the ultimate is Polywog. Great.
Or Empath, I guess, but whatever. It's like closer to Empath, kind of, to her second skill.
Yeah, kind of. Though in the end, it's like Polywog Sword, but instead of being placed in a like square, it's a line.
Oh, yeah.
So, it would be a very dangerous empath wall. That's actually
Kind of like Riftwalker, like...
William. Just what are you doing?
What?
Like you always go into the darkness or something like that.
That's when
Just
I open
disappear into
Han.
the shadow.
Yes, he's Batman.
That's when I open Han.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's like Batman. The new hero. So, what exactly were his abilities again? He can throw like a small little ball at someone. If they get hit by it, they get stunned, and he can then afterwards teleport to them, and they get stunned again. Like,
I don't think they get stunned the first time, but that's like probably the hero's first skill and the only original skill, kind of.
yeah.
It's basically Valkyrie's arrow that you can, if you hit, you can teleport to the target and stun it when you want. And then they just added 3 more skills that kind of do damage and stuff, and like a shield, a buff, and a passive that deals damage. Why not? And there you go, hero complete.
The shield is basically the same thing as Electrician's shield, isn't it? Or...
Pretty much just triggers an attack instead of just always dealing damage, but kind of the same. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it's just magic damage, but yeah, kind of weird. And of course, I don't know if I can say this, super beta leaks. You could see the hero there, it's almost the same.
Yeah, they release a spotlight, so whatever.
Yeah.
We can't just talk about that. But the ultimate, I like the ultimate though. I think that's nice. Basically, he got Karja, you know. So he got a shield. Then he got another ability he can apply to himself a buff. And
Yeah.
whenever he hits someone, they get hit, get struck by lightning. It's like a chain
That's
lightning
the
bouncing
shield.
around. Oh, that's the shield. That's the
When they hit you, they get hit back. That's the shield. And
Oh, okay.
the
so,
lightning and his buff and attack.
Oh, okay. Now I'm remembering this hero.
Okay. Well. So what's
Okay.
his third ability then?
Third
Isn't
ability
the
is you
ultimate a
shoot
passive?
it and stun. Like, you shoot it, it connects, and then you can teleport stun. Okay, first is the teleport stun. Second is he buffs himself, and his attacks will release the lightning. Like, every attack does a chain lightning, it's buffed. And third skill is the shield. His ultimate was pre-broken in the super beta client notes. It was like plus 1% damage for every charge, like plus up to 100%. And it also reduced magic armor by 1 per charge. Now, I was like,
What?
how is this not gonna be broken?
Yeah, right. Reduce the magic armor to like minus 95. No
yeah,
problem.
it's like minus magic armor and double damage. I thought, like, there's no way. But
Nothing could
they just
possibly
replaced it
go
with a
wrong
movement
that.
speed buff now, so underwhelming.
Yeah.
Not
But
another
I
hit
think
issue.
that hero looks fun. What I like about that hero is that I feel like he is probably gonna be useful because he is a mini hero that has a way to get close to an enemy and a way to keep up with his enemy. And I always felt like that's a big downside to most mini heroes. Like that's the reason why Mage Bane is so powerful. He's really fast and can blink around. And
Gonna be interesting, of course. I think he's gonna see more use since he can be played as a carry. I mean, like, you see Bramble, he's kind of a carry, but not really, and Blitz is a support, and Riftwalker is also support, and people only play carries. Like, Alonia comes out, oh, she can deal 2,000 damage if she has mana, let's all pick her up and rape, and she's good now. But I don't know, people just don't like new heroes as supports, but this hero is definitely gonna be popular, I predict.
yeah, I think so as well. So
No, probably like solo mid,
yeah,
like just to start things off.
yeah. I don't know quite know what to buy on that hero. What I fear is that he's gonna be another tanky hero because he is a hero that to me looks like he already deals enough damage to just justify getting tank items. to just get the Helm of the Big Legion, the Shaman's Headdress. He's a strength mini hero as well.
Yeah, his passive is based on stacks. The more damage you deal, the more speed and damage you get. So I don't really see the point of getting more damage. It's like get more HP so you can get more stacks and survive. So yeah, and his strength, of course. So yay, tanky hero carry.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the one thing I don't like about it. I think we have seen enough of those already. Like, I'm so tired of seeing Moraxus, Kraken, what else? Armadon. I hate those heroes. It's so boring to watch.
See, that is one thing actually I want to say. Lately, they've been nerfing a lot of the intelligence support items. Like they've nerfed Hellflower finally now. They nerfed Sheepstick a bit back, and I don't know. The one thing that worried me about those is that it does make all the tankier heroes stronger because Hellflower it gets confusing. Hellfire Flower, that item that increases damage when you use it. Hellflower. There we go. I guess I'm thinking of Pharaoh's skill, but because it just does more damage to the tanky heroes, and Sheepstick more stun on it. And I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to kill tanky heroes in this game, and I know that sounds like, whoa, wait, Joey, isn't that the point? Yeah, but I feel like
They get.
I don't know.
I think what you're talking about. It's more common to kind of get the feel that they are not tanky but unkillable. Like, even if like my entire team is gonna focus on him, it's just gonna take forever for him to drop, and that's kind of depressing, to be honest. Like,
I have proposed a change for Helm of Black Legion that it requires a recipe that costs 10,000 gold. But people stop getting it. I really think removing that item will kind of fix a lot of stuff that is annoying. It's like, sure, you can go tanky items like stack armor or whatever, just don't get that broken Helm of Black Legion that makes it impossible to kill without a gank and 5 people or something. It's not like it's hard to get or anything.
I like that change. I think that's a great change. You just can't afford it. It's the most expensive item in the game. Too bad.
I don't know, what are your thoughts? Remove Helm of the Black Legion from the game. Just nuke it.
No.
Oh,
It's
man.
people actually found a way to speed up the games. When there was trial lanes, there was like no tanks. Why did the games go on for so long? That's because heroes were too easy to kill. They wanted to farm for like 50 minutes to get like a Frostful Skull, a BKB, a Nullstone, or whatever to be able to push the base. Nowadays, you can just pick up a tank and get a Helm of the Black Legion and start pushing. Before, you actually needed to get like a full Frostburn, like a Geomer's Bane, before you could do anything. Now, like, it's just sped up. Like, you aren't able to push the base unless you have something that's tanky. In the old metagames where trial lanes, you saw like Valkyries or something. I don't really recall. I wasn't that competitive player back then, but I knew something. But you often needed like a lot of items on your heroes to prevent from dying from turtling teams. But with tanks, like with Helm and Headdress and whatever, it's so much easier to push right now. That's why games are often like 30-ish minutes maybe. Before it was like always 50 plus or something.
Yeah, it's actually.
Well, I am for pushing strategies, like all 4 pushing strategies, and the game's faster. Just don't like Helm Black Legion. I'm weird.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. Do you think there are enough ways or heroes or items, just in general, in the game to counter tanky heroes? I would be inclined to say yes-ish, but it would be very borderline yes. Like, I think there's barely enough, but I still think there could be a little bit more in there. Because I feel it's kind of silly when a hero just does get a fast helm, and maybe even like some magic armor, and it just gets to the point where it's so early in the game, and even though you already have a damage item, it's just stupidly hard to kill, it feels like sometimes. I mean, it depends on the hero, but I don't know, what do you all think?
That's the point, though.
Yeah.
Tanky heroes often doesn't do a lot of damage, except Meraxus. But, I mean...
what about Armadon?
Armadon?
Yeah.
I mean, he does a lot of damage, but you kind of have to team fight for a long period of time to make him do enough damage. if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about like bursty things like Meraxus. That's like the perfect example of a tank that deals damage. Um, if you're like a team, you wouldn't obviously target a tank in a team fight. You would obviously search for something you can kill immediately to give you a 4 versus 5 advantage. They don't really deal a lot of damage, so most of the time, like, sure, they're hard to kill, but they won't do anything to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't it make any sense?
Yeah,
to you?
of course it does.
No, I gotcha.
The thing is, I always felt about like a while back, I was very I didn't like the term tank in Heroes of New Earth because everybody always thought that it was acted like a tank is a hero that just gets really tanky. They thought that would make him powerful. Like an example for pretty much, on Pharaoh, for example, like you get him very, very tanky, and then suddenly he is a tank. But I always felt like you need a reason why to attack that hero. Otherwise, it's useless that he is tanky. So people always had that MMO mindset, like the World of Warcraft mindset, where they thought, okay, he's gonna get really, really tanky, and the enemy is gonna attack him. No, why would they? There's no reason to do that. There's
You see, like,
no point.
someone was saying in chat, don't say tank is a role. I wouldn't say it's a role, but it's a description. For instance, you have like the gankers that are like the squishy but bursty or damage gankers, like, I don't know. Let's just say Pyromancer off the top of my head. You know, squishier than, say, a tanky ganker like, let's just say Meraxus or Initiator, or whatever you want to call it. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, and hero like Armadon, in the end, he is a tanky carry. He isn't a tank in particular. He's more like
he's just a tanky carry.
yeah, he's a carry that is tanky. Yeah. So it's just I didn't like the term tank. I am still not a big fan of it, but I can see why people are using it. Only building tank items is most of the times it's just useless. It's just worthless. You're not gonna do anything, and that's the reason why I personally don't like heroes like Armadon, Moraxus, Kraken, even maybe to an extent Rampage. Just heroes that they don't need farm to deal damage. By the way, talking about Rampage, William, give me your opinion on Rampage.
Good in pubs, sucks in competitive.
Why?
Good in some games.
Why does he suck in competitive? I want to know.
Teamwork.
I-
Words.
Teamwork, yeah. I mean, in pubs, okay, you want to charge people, like, from across the map, but in competitive, it's usually warded everywhere, so your ganks won't be as successful. But if you charge from the fountain or something, that's different. That can work, but, I mean, it has such weird pathing, so you're almost like always... The other team is always aware of where Rampage is. So you can't really gank with him in competitive.
Yeah. Well,
That's kind of the problem.
yeah, that's
Well,
actually
you
true.
can in pubs.
But why can't you just play him like any other, let's say, mini ganker, like, let's say, a Pebbles? Why can't you play the Rampage like a Pebbles? Just use the charge
Why not
as a...
just pick up a Pebbles instead?
Because he's banned.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, I just want to see... I just want an excuse why Rampage is viable, okay? I like the hero. I think he's fun.
Well, he is fun and can be viable. Okay, I say that. He can be viable. But he's... Okay, if you have a free farming Rampage versus a free farming Silhouette,
Yeah.
for example. The Silhouette gets Nullstone, you're never going to be able to charge him. And if you're able to charge him, Silhouette just ultis, disassembles, and your charge won't go through anymore. Like, there's so many ways to counter a hero.
But actually Rampage counters the Nullstone. Simply because you can activate the Nullstone from anywhere from the map.
Okay, and then...
Then
Are you
you
gonna
can
walk
gank
up to
that
an
hero.
enemy?
Your teammates can go gank it. Okay, shut up. I just want an excuse why
I just feel
Rampage
like
is
there's
good.
other heroes that can cancel Nullstones. if
Like
you want to go
Armadon.
for that stratagem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of the
Armadon.
problem with those heroes. Like
Even like
Armadon,
bombs do
Thunderbreaker.
that too.
some heroes simply have the problem that other heroes do what they can do better. That's just
Yeah.
kind of depressing.
See, I did watch a competitive game. It was a while back now, I think, but it was after all of his changes. Not right after the one where it nerfed. I don't know. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months ago, so not that long ago. But he did well for most of the game. But once it got to later game, I mean, there are just so many tablets and ways to get away from him at that point. It wasn't even just the null stones. It was just all the movement from everyone that he just was struggling to get in close to people and actually hit people in team fights. So I think he's a decent hero, but I can see why the competitive scene won't use him.
Yeah. It's just other heroes fill his role better than he does. Aww.
If Rampage was ranged, I think he would be cool.
Yeah, ranged. Make that
Oh,
passive
God.
ranged. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, don't.
That sounds like I mean, right there, you definitely made him a better hero if you did that.
It just
There's no
made him
denying
viable.
that.
No arguing about that anymore.
Have him throw like a harpoon off the Rhino, and just the Rhino's just there for the, I don't know, the hell of it.
Yeah, just for being
Have there be
right.
a little net on the harpoon and then drag people. Oh yeah, that's not broken.
Yeah, 600 range on the net. No problem. That sounds like a great idea, actually. I want to see that. Just a ranged rampage. They really need to implement that. Though his charge would be kind of useless. To be honest.
Make that ranged as well.
And how is that supposed
What?
to...
I don't know, jump from 800 range.
It just jumps out of nowhere. From how... No! Just cut out the whole charging thing. Just make him jump. Just you click on
Just
something
instantaneous
and he
teleport.
jumps onto them.
Global blink.
No problem. Yeah, and it would make him viable. S2 needs to work on that. Definitely.
I think so. I
We
think
should
that
balance the
suggestion
game.
is definitely on the verge of being implemented.
Come on, they already gave up on balancing their game. They are just releasing heroes now. Hero
I would say-
after hero, and another hero.
Hold up here now. Someone in chat wants to discuss the balance of Pred. And I
Oh.
think Pred is a better hero than people give credit for
That,
in the competitive scene wise.
um,
But he is not OP.
may I say may I point something out? That someone is actually William.
Yes.
I don't know if you
Oh,
noticed.
you're saying Rampage counters Preds? That's totally true. If
I mean,
someone
yeah.
picks Predator, pick up Rampage, and you won the game.
Oh yeah, what about Panda in the competitive scene? Haven't seen him at all.
I think Tablet just messes him up too much. Because you think, yeah, you can get a
Yeah.
Null Stone on the Panda too. And don't get me wrong, he has a good skill set. But his ultimate just can never come in handy. Because what you do is you just tablet the other person. And I don't know.
The thing
I
about Panda, he's
like Panda, but just seems missing something.
very reliant on
I-
positioning.
okay, let's be completely honest. I love Panda, and I tell my team, like, we should try Panda. We tried it sometimes, and we went like 600 GPM 2 games in a row. And I don't know why we pick it up. They're so scared of the tablet, like you're saying. But I'm talking on like a real note. If we play well, the other team is not gonna have items.
Right.
Yeah, Panda's very
Like,
powerful.
they don't
early
have
on.
a tablet level 1, so obviously you can win your laning phase pretty easily with a Pandemonium. It's a strength carry, it's pretty hard to kill when he has a BKB Nullstone. Yeah, I mean, I think the hero is great. And if they build a tablet, just buy a fucking PK and PK after them. No problem.
And if you think about it, Pandemonium actually could be used as one of those tanky carries as well. It
Yeah,
just
that's what it's said.
yeah, I know. It's just you can just build him as a tank, and he gets even more powerful just because all he needs is stats in the end, just base damage, and for his first ability and overall, it just puts out a lot of damage. And he's fun to watch actually. Pandemonium is a lot of fun to watch. That hero is so crazy. To be honest, the one thing
I can't say for sure, but we might use him versus A-Man this Friday.
yeah.
Might. Dude.
And while you're at it, use Rampage as well. Just because I want to. I want to see Rampage.
Mm,
Okay, we're not gonna see
that
Rampage, but
won't
go for
work.
Pandemonium. Okay, so you wanted to talk about Predator.
Predator? Oh, it was just a balance change. His intelligence went from 1.75 to 1.8. Like, big difference, dude.
Yeah,
He's
but
just trolling.
these .05 changes, I think they are just because the .05 was unnecessary. So they just adjusted it with no really purpose at all. Yeah.
I'm arguing with someone in chat who's claiming Predator is just outrageously OP. Can someone help me out here?
Okay, Predator is not OP.
Get a homecoming stone, and he's done.
What
Yep,
if he
there we
has
go.
a brutalizer? Yo. That item's pretty good on there. I don't know. I mean, Predator is pretty good if he gets the farm. Problem in competitive scene, I say now, he has no farming ability. Unless you
Yeah.
buy a Rune Cleaver, and that is not what you want to do on a Predator. I mean, yeah.
I think he's okay.
He's a pretty defensive hero, in my opinion, with the magic thing. You can deal a lot of damage to heroes like Glacius or something. It is considered like a tank counter as well, because the third ability life steals from tanks and deals more damage, which is pretty good, but it's not pretty viable. I would rather pick up something like Puppet or even Kronos for that sake.
Kronos!
But he is good when he has farm. I'd say that much.
By the way, Kronos, I just want to point this out. They changed Kronos in this patch, and Curse of Ages damage increased from 15, 30, 45, 60 to 40, 50, 60, 70, and changed it from physical damage to magic damage. Now, why? Why would have I don't see the point of that.
Buff.
Well, from physical damage to magic damage, how is that a buff?
They probably wanted to like not go through shrunken heads, like as it deals a lot of damage. If someone gets a shrunken head, they probably don't want it to go through like it did before.
That's quite the change. That's like Tundra's charge. They changed it from physical to magical.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't cancel null stones when someone's shrunken headed or Jerusaya
Yeah.
charmed. I think that's the same deal. It deals too much damage that you must be able to counter it. But I don't think it does that much damage anyway, but it's still some.
Oh well, yeah. I personally am just not a big fan of that. I just don't get it why they changed that.
It still does the same damage. Like,
Probably more, especially
Yeah.
late game.
Yeah, late game
Yeah.
of course, but I personally feel like the big weakness of Kronos is of course his early game. Late game,
He sucks.
late game, he is quite powerful. I feel. But early game they changed his level 1 damage, of course, to 40 from 15. So that's obviously buffed to his early game. But during the early game, usually the magic armor is higher than the physical armor. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, you should try the tanky Kronos build.
Oh, I always go for tank Kronos.
I built
Okay.
Helm and Shieldbreaker.
Oh, okay. I
I go
for
for
the
Helm too usually.
I go for a farming Kronos. I get what's it called? Alchemist Bones, Helm.
The parasites
No, not Elder Parasite. Helm,
attack faster. farm
Ruined
faster.
Axe, and afterwards I just get like the demonic, and just go from there. Somewhat, I don't quite know. That's just on plan. But my plan always involves like
That's so
Alchemist Bones and Ruined Axe, just because in pubs your enemy just gives you the time to do that. So why the heck not? So easy, and you just get completely out of control and they can't stop you. So, yeah. It's terrible, I know, but it's fun. And you can't just farm for like 2 hours and they can't stop you. That's funny.
Helm is pretty good on Chronos if you max your rewind. Not over time leap, of course. That's what you always should max. Time
Yeah,
leap,
of course.
always. But if you max rewind after that, you're pretty much unkillable if you get a Helm early and the levels. It fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, okay, but we have been going on for like almost 2 hours
Yeah.
now. I think we can wrap it up. And
Yeah, good place to stop.
yeah, let's stop right here. So that was actually the first episode of the 1200 Plus podcast. I don't know, maybe you guys, maybe another one sometime, maybe. I had some
Yeah.
fun. I have to say, it
Yeah.
was actually quite
Yeah.
entertaining. Yeah, why not?
It's enjoyable.
I'm glad we got some pro player opinions.
Yeah, we need someone like him. Otherwise, we are just gonna be like three dudes that have no idea of what they are talking about.
1200 plus.
Yeah, yet
Well,
again, 1200
plus.
plus. 1200 plus. That's what we are.